اوكي، أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. We diagnosed in part one the main issues that the Taqwa faces, which is that the Muslim community in Har County is a malfunctioning community identified by silo groups of first generation immigrants. We also identified some symptoms of this problem, and the cure is that we need to change from within so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help us. In part two, here, we will talk about the solutions. As a reminder, the proposed solution is to turn Dar Taqwa into a vibrant and inclusive masjid based on the Quran, Sunnah, and laws of the land. We said the source for this information is the Institute for Social Policy and Understanding that fits our situation here in Howard County. The objective of part two is to show you in a very high level, due to time constraints, the proposed solution that fits us here, based on enormous information from ISPU. The goal is to have a discussion around these proposed steps and to agree on the plan as a group instead of just one person's solution. The only thing that we can agree on, all of us, is that the solution will take time. It's like a deep cut that became infected due to negligence and many other reasons. And only time can bring about that body back to being healthy. And yes, it's possible with the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, so the proposed solution is categorized by three overlapping steps. This super high level summarizes these steps. First one is the awakening and reconciliation phase, which is defined by assigning the current board of directors to implement the transitional change in the first 6 months, and I'm going to further detail in the next slide or two. In the first 9 months, overlapping with the first 6 months, is the moving the needle phase. And here is initiating committees and small groups to execute the phase under the management of a transitional board of directors. After the first 6 months, there is operational phase, which is a fully functioning masjid, inshallah, that serves the needs of the Muslim community in our county. So the first slide, that this one, the timeline, a summary, it shows the proposed solution in a little more details along with the timeline. We can see that the overlap and the energy that these changes will need for it to happen. First is the awakening and reconciliation phase. This will take about 6 months to finish, including the workshops, focus groups, outreach to existing members, those who come to the masjid, targeting and outreach to those who don't come to the masjid. And from these two groups, recruit volunteers that are based on a talent inventory list. So we need to list who do we have actually in Har County. The second phase is that moving the needle phase, which is initiating the committees and so on. This phase will take about probably 6 to 7 months just to have a good masjid governance in place, along with welcoming masjid, the rules and regulations, and how do we do that, inclusive masjid for everyone, dynamic masjid, of course, we need all of this. We need that, and values and skills. The last operational phase will pick up on 7 months. It will overlap with the phase 2, which is the fully functioning masjid, the last one. And that is operational governance based on the step 2, and operational welcoming, inclusive, and dynamic masjid also based on step 2. So here is even more details. I'm not going to go over all of this, of course, due to time constraints. But again, the objective is to get the discussion going and to debate these steps so that the community can commit to those steps. whatever the final product will be. For example, I'm just giving you a few examples from these 3 steps. We talked about 3 steps: the blue, the pinkish, and the green step. For the blue one, the awakening and reconciliation phase, I'm just gonna take the last one. I think that's important: the recruitment and talent inventory list. Recruitment of a talented and professional Muslims in the area, that's very important for us by identifying as who are they to fill in the needs or gaps in the masjid. For example, we need to identify and recruit professionals in addressing the needs of young adults, professionals in leadership training, and so on and so forth. These professionals will be approached and asked to join the volunteering efforts in their areas of expertise. And people like to participate in what they actually do, what is their profession. For example, if I am, I'm a statistician, I love to have also volunteering in the masjid in the area of statistics. That would be, fun aside from the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The next phase, which is the moving the needle phase, I'm not going to go over all of them, but just one uh, thing that caught my eye, and I think that's important also, is the good masjid governance. And here there is a lot of discussion in the community about this. Here, the bylaws come, the establishments of committees and other groups, organization structure. Is it a board of director, executive committee, shura committee, whatever that is? And then decision-making mechanisms. Who actually takes decision? The board of directors alone, or in collaboration with the imam, or in collaboration with another group of people? They also, this phase will include the diversity in leadership, such as women, young adults, and converts. And it will address the issues of transparency, including financial, Islamic issues, etc. Civic engagement with media, government, other faith groups in the area, and membership. We all agree that membership and partnership with other institutions is important, such as ICNA and ISV, and so on and so forth, and also the election. And then you have the welcoming masjid, inclusive, and we can discuss in further details these other descriptions. The last phase is the operational phase, which has mainly 2 things: is to operational governance with periodic evaluation and continuous improvement. Nobody's perfect. We need to have continuous improvement culture in our masjid so that we will improve. And also operational welcoming, inclusive, and dynamic masjid based on the steps from the pink phase above. Now, that's it. That's all what I have to offer. These are the things that the proposed solution. Now, what are the next steps? Next steps is to review and finalize the proposed plan, remembering that this is about turning Dar al-Taqwa into a vibrant and inclusive masjid, and I highlighted the word masjid, not musalla, based on the Quran, Sunnah, and laws of the land. All these steps are built around one key success factor, which is inclusivity and not to disfranchise anyone. Then we reach out to the current board of directors, whatever is the final product, reach out to the board of directors to engage them in this plan from the beginning, at the middle, at the end, whatever that is. And there are 2 options or 2 expectations. One, that they will agree, and then we can move forward with this plan, inshallah, which is problem solved, inshallah. Or they don't agree or disengage. They agree, but they say, well, disengagement. You just shove it down the carpet. In that case, we need to regroup and explore options for moving forward. And that is the next steps that we need to do. With that, I finish part 1 and part 2, and let's inshallah have a discussion about how to implement these 2 things. جزاكم الله خير. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.